Good Sunday and welcome to Total New Hampshire. I'm Riley King and this is the first Sunday edition of 2026. Today is Sunday, January 4th, 2026. Let's get started. This week on Total New Hampshire, we're taking a closer look at how 2026 could shape the future of New Hampshire's first in the nation presidential primary. The year ahead may be pivotal as both major political parties begin laying the groundwork for the 2028 presidential election cycle, with New Hampshire's long-held role once again in the national spotlight. For Democrats, 2025 served largely as a rebuilding year following a turbulent 2024 election cycle. That year, President Joe Biden pushed to overhaul the national primary calendar, challenging more than a century of New Hampshire tradition and triggering backlash across the Granite State. Since then, several potential Democrat contenders for 2028 have made stops in New Hampshire, a development party leaders see as an encouraging sign. Democrat officials are now working to put the calendar controversy behind them and rebuild momentum to restore New Hampshire's position at the top of the Democratic National Committee's primary calendar. There's something special here in New Hampshire, said U.S. Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey during a visit last November. I support their efforts to be the first in the nation. The DNC Rules and Bylaws Committee is expected to vote on a revised primary calendar in the coming months. Political analysts say party leaders are eager to avoid another prolonged internal dispute. Democrats have lost a lot of the ground over the last couple of years, and the last thing they should be doing is talking about their own primary process, said political analyst Scott Spradling. Despite national party decisions, the 2024 nomination process reinforced a familiar reality. New Hampshire is likely to hold the first presidential primary, regardless of party rules. Republicans face a different dynamic as potential 2028 contenders being positioned themselves. Vice President J.D. Vance made a single visit to New Hampshire ahead of the 2024 election. It is expected to return possibly as early as 2026 as speculation grows about the future presidential bid. At the same time, analysts say Republican hopefuls, including figures such as Senator Marco Rubio, must navigate the continued influence of President Donald Trump, who remains a dominant force within the party. I think what you'll see is anytime a Republican disagrees with President Trump, it will be very specific to an issue and never about personality or style, Spradling said. Right now, this is still the party of Donald Trump. As 2026 unfolds, both parties appear nearly aware that New Hampshire's role in shaping the presidential race remains as influential and as forcefully offended as ever. And that does it for this Sunday edition of Total New Hampshire. Thank you for tuning in and watching this week's edition of Total New Hampshire. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you back here next Sunday for another edition of Total New Hampshire. Goodbye.